Hey guys, welcome back to Status Time. Today we're taking a look at a really interesting watch. I know I say this all the time because I find all watches interesting in some way, but this is particularly elusive and rare. So it's the Orient President. It's essentially a day-date homage. Now, that's not that rare. It's quite common to find datejust homages, day-date homages, but they're predominantly made by a lot of Chinese manufacturers that haven't really even decided on a name. They just figure out how to make the watch and then they come up with a name. But no, it's not one of those homage watches. It's made by Orient. Yes, Orient, the same Japanese brand that you know and love as a watch enthusiast. It's a huge brand in the watch community. They're known for their in-house pieces, they're known for affordability, they're known for providing so much value, and they're known to be owned by Seiko. Essentially, I think Orient is the only other brand, apart from something like Vostok, that has in-house movements and the same price range as Seiko. So that's particularly awesome. Now, Orient are not known for homages. They really don't make homages. And in fact, I think Orient, the brand itself, was established before Rolex. Something like this will not be repeated by Orient again. And that's one of the reasons why I think this piece is particularly elusive and represents a lot of value. If you liken it to the Bulova homage of the Datejust, they've gone up significantly in value and they'll never be done again. They're sitting around over $700 and it's still a homage. That's insane. Right now, the Orient President sits around $350 if you can find it. That's definitely a lot of value. Most probably going to appreciate. So now the watch itself. What exactly is it? What kind of quality do you see? Would you consider it? So of course, you have to like the day date in the first place to even consider this piece. And I think most people really do like any of the models Rolex has. So most people like the day date anyhow. If you like that design, and you're looking for some sort of homage that's unique, and for a brand like Orient to make such a piece, that itself is really odd. So that intrigues me personally. Now, the watch itself, how does it feel in the hand? It's got a 36mm case, but it actually seems to wear a bit bigger. I would liken it to a 38. It's got a thickness of 11mm, that's pretty standard, that's very close to the real deal, you could say. Lug width of 20mm, all standard dimensions. It has a Jubilee styled bracelet, so not the presidential style bracelet, even though it's called the Orient President. Well, it does have those diamond indices, the date combination, and a sort of a fluted bezel, but it's not a fluted bezel, it's a coin edge kind of bezel. It's not up to par, I'd say. And one of the biggest drawbacks of this watch is the crystal. I find the watch to be beautiful in general, but the crystal is so reflective, you can hardly enjoy it. Well, if you owned it, you wouldn't care so much, but as someone who's trying to film the watch, that was such a nightmare to film. I hope it's decent on camera. I tried really hard to get this footage. But yeah, stupidly reflective crystal, no anti-reflective coating whatsoever. Another drawback of this watch is the movement. Now, it's been discontinued and Orient have upgraded their movements. They're now mostly hacking and hand winding, but this particular piece has neither of those functions. It does have the unique date combination, but it's a slow change, just like Seiko in their 7S26 movement. It's pretty much very similar to that movement, around the same 40-hour power reserve. It's a screw-down crown, but once you unscrew it, you can't wind it, and it doesn't hack either. Aside from that, the dial itself is pretty immaculate. One of the things you notice that the hands are kind of small. I think they don't fit that well in the dial. I would have liked them to be a bit larger, but the diamond markers, beautiful. It's not real diamond, of course. It's not something I would personally have, because I'm really not into precious metals or diamonds in general in watches, but it's still beautiful. So taking a closer look at the bracelet, it's a Jubilee style bracelet. It got some solid heft to it. I really thought it would be very cheap like most Seiko bracelets, but it's actually not. It's better than the old SKX Jubilee style bracelet. It's quite solid, not up to par with the real deal, but for the price, I think it's insane value in terms of the solidity of the bracelet. But do keep in mind that the end links are hollow and the clasp is crap. The stamp clasp, quite terrible, has a double push button release, which is sort of nice, but if you just look at the Jubilee styled links, I think that's where you should spend your time focusing on the bracelet if you do. And it has some really nice feel on the hand. Case back is also a bit dull. It's not see-through, of course. And I think overall this piece has fantastic value. I don't like the fact that you can't hack or hand wind the movement, and the diamond markers personally are not for me. But at around 350 US dollars, and surely it's going to go up, it's a fantastic buy. So thank you guys for watching. Those were the first impressions of this Orient President, reference EV0J003B. Stay tuned, check us out on Instagram at StandardTimeInsta. And if you haven't subscribed, come on guys, what are you doing? We've got lots of cool content coming up. You don't want to miss that. See you guys in the next one. Cheers.